Hello and welcome to a millinery hat selling video. My name is Ilona, I'm a milliner based in London, and today I am selling my hats in a shop window in New Bond Street. Hey Jean. Yeah, I've got a large white tablecloth. I'll definitely be able to set up in an hour. It will probably only take me 30 minutes to set up. Yeah, I've got a great display. I read through the terms and stuff and it said that I couldn't sit next to the table. Is that still a thing, or can I sit at the table? Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks. See you there. Bye. Just got off the phone with the organizer for the event. It's a whole month of renting a space in New Bond Street where every week they get in a rotation of new accessories and fashion and lifestyle sellers and things. So this looks like maybe, fingers crossed, it's going to go well. Tomorrow starts my 7-day pop-up shop at 125 New Bond Street, and I am so excited about this event. I've spent the day preparing by getting together all the various hats that I want to display and sell, and this time round I'm going to go for a slightly different style of display. Last time I just took all my hats, I made loads of hats, didn't sell many of them, so I've not made any new hats necessarily for this stall, and also I'm not going to take all my hats this time round. I've got a theme instead, and that theme is just the colours that are in season, in style at the moment. From what I understand, that's kind of a magenta-y, pink, burgundy, that kind of dark, jewel-toned red, alongside jewel-toned greens. Now, unfortunately, I don't have that many jewel-toned green hats, only one. So my other green is more of a sap green, you could say, a fresh spring green, but never mind, it will have to do for the table. And then I've got little bits and bobs, some flowers that I want to also sell. This time round, this is going to be in an actual pop-up shop venue, so I get to put 2 of my hats into the window display in Bond Street. This is, I mean, it's just ridiculous. If you know London, then you know Bond Street, New Bond Street, as being a very fancy shopping destination, and to be able to put my hats in the window in such a venue is crazy. I feel so lucky to have stumbled across this opportunity. Let's finish packing. For packing up, I need to know the number of stands that I need to take. The table is about this size that I'm going to be given. I'm not going to do the same thing as last time where I assembled all the hat stands and made sure it all fit, because I've got some experience now. Spatial awareness is enough that I know that the surface a hat will take up and the hat stand will take up is about the same size as one of the smaller hats. Time to pack the hats. Just like last time, I've got tissue paper that I'm going to wrap around the hat and potentially give it some support on the inside. This time around, instead of travelling with a suitcase, I'm going to be travelling with a couple of these frosted acrylic boxes. And that's for the simple reason that the organiser said that if people want to keep their stock under the tables, she'd prefer for it to be in neat, stackable boxes rather than in suitcases. So if those are the rules, I'm going to follow those rules. So what I'm going to do is clearly mark one that is display and one that is stock, so that when I get to the venue tomorrow morning at 10 AM, I don't have to think about which box to open. I've been writing down the prices for this beret, which I've only just created, and I've forgotten to come up with a name. Let's call someone who can help us. Husband! Don't you look magnificent? You got any ideas for me?
I haven't had any thoughts about what to call this so far.
So I call these felt spears.
Spears, yeah.
And then the shape I call a bubbleberry. So we can either just leave it as bubbleberry
with spears.
Yeah, but that doesn't have a ring to it, does it?
No.
Also, if you want to wear the hat, would you like to wear it correctly by tilting it to one side?
Oh, sorry, I'll take it off. If it's a bubbleberry with spears, could you call it the battleberry?
I don't think that's search engine friendly.
I don't think it is, you're right.
You have 12 hours to come up with a name.
Okay. If I don't come up with anything, you can ask your followers to figure one out for you.
Let me know in the comments, what should I call this creation? It's time to pack the suitcase of stuff. Last time I took a lot of unnecessary stuff, and then I was just overwhelmed with the amount of stuff under my table. So we're going to take the absolute basic necessities. A mirror, obviously. I'm going to wrap that up in the tablecloth. The stands that I want to put in the window. Sets of business cards. The payment processing machine. This was very good last time, so I know it's going to work. It's all charged up and ready to go. Next, I've got all the acrylic bases that we counted earlier. Then all the actual acrylic stands. All of the bags might as well go into the side pocket. Tissue paper for wrapping will fit in there as well. This is my samples folder, which I completely forgot to bring with me on the first day of the accessory week. This is useful if someone says to me, I really like this model, but I want it in another colour. What colours do you offer? And that way I can show everything straight away. The rest of the items will fit into a little wash bag. I will take the roll of masking tape just in case I need to tape up anything else. Then I've got a lint roller, a couple of hat brushes. These are important as well as the lint roller because this time I've got winter felts. And so sometimes some people's cat hair ends up on the hat and I don't want to sell that to anyone, a hat with cat hair on it. That's not great, not very professional. So I've got lint roller and brushes to make sure all the hats are pristine once they are up on the display. The two heads, Cece and Charlie, I think they do just about fit into the suitcase. Wonderful. Let's see if we can package up the two acrylic boxes onto the wheels. We're all strapped in and ready to go. It is. What day is it, husband?
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday, the 10th?
10th, yeah.
At 9 AM?
It is. It's
And
about 10 past 9 now.
10 past 9, whoops. It's the coldest day of the year so far. I believe it's -3 at the moment. Last time I did this, it was of course the hottest day of the year. What fun. And I'm remarkably blown away at how little stuff I have this time round. I've got my little 2 acrylic boxes and what's that over there, husband?
Got a suitcase.
A suitcase. Hopefully I have everything I need. Husband, all the dresses, I must have them. All the sparkles. Pronovius. This is a very fancy shopping area. Right, where are we? 106, almost there. We're looking for 125. The problem with the fancy shops is that they don't leave the numbers on the outside of their building, which is actually technically technically not allowed. In London, every door should technically have a number on it. Ah, hello, are you for the 125 Bond Street?
Yes.
Yes, that's me. Okay, interesting change of plans. I am now the window display. That's fun. Let's get the tablecloth on. You've got to sing along, because no one else can hear the song. Oh wait, no, copyright. No, don't sing, don't sing. It's 7:30 in the evening, and this is the first time I've had a break all day to film something, and I've just been overwhelmed and swamped with people coming in, trying on the hats. I'm super tired. Because I'm outside the security curtain, I've actually got to dismantle all of the hats, pop them in a box so that they're safely behind the security barrier, and then I can go home. It's been such a long day. It's 9 o'clock and I've just made it home. It's so wonderful to have such an easy journey because for me it's just on one single line, no changes. It makes such a big difference, especially when it's this cold. I think the lowest it got today was -3. And the whole day I was standing by the shop door with my hats in the window. I mean, oh my goodness, I'm so lucky to have a window display on New Bond Street. Amazing. But I did get quite cold, even though I'm wearing a dress that's 100% wool and my wonderful beret kept me super, super warm. But my hands are really, really red and raw. I can't wait to get into the bath and warm up. In fact, hang on. Let me just sip my tea. Tomorrow I'm taking a thermos flask with me with a hot beverage. What have I achieved today? I've sold 5 hats, 5 physical hats, and I've sold 2 made-to-order hats that I'm going to have to start working on very, very soon because we've got a lot of strikes in the postal service at the moment, so to keep in time with my promised order times, it's going to be tight, but it should be manageable, it should be fine. The 2 made-to-order hats, incidentally, it's this one. This seems to be very, very popular. So I sold this leopard print beret. The reason I have it with me here today is because it was a bit too small for the lady who bought it, but she's prepaid for it and her daughter will collect it tomorrow. But what I've got to do this evening is, once I've had my cup of tea, my hot bath and dinner, I need to take off the Petersham ribbon, because we all know it's the Petersham ribbon that sizes the hat. So I'll take off the Petersham ribbon, stretch out the hat just a little tiny bit on, oh, I've got it right here, on this hat jack, which I know you're not supposed to do, but it works. So, you know, if it works, it's not wrong. And then I'll sew in a new ribbon this evening and hopefully it will be ready to take with me tomorrow morning, ready for pickup. And also, because I've sold so many hats that I wasn't expecting to sell, I might have to replenish my stock with this little pillbox, which I really don't want to sell because I seem to be very attached to the fabric, but I've never worn it. It wasn't made for me, it was made to sell, so I should probably just put it in the shop and sell it. Then I've also got this percher. I also haven't decided whether I want to sell it or not. I don't know. I've got the rest of the evening and tomorrow morning to decide. And hey, if this is the middle of the video and you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Maybe please consider liking and subscribing, because this helps my channel grow and reach a larger audience. And I am going to actually sign off because I am sliding down and I'm really tired. So I will see you tomorrow at the hat stall. Day 2 is complete. It's so cold that I am not ready to take off my gloves and my coat yet. I need to warm up first. Today has been a day of ups and downs. I got to the shop at 11 AM. 11 AM was supposed to be the opening time, but there was hardly anyone else there in the shop, not even the organizer, and they said, oh no, we're open at 11. How are you open at 11 when the window display isn't done and there's people coming in and browsing and no one's actually helping or assisting the shoppers? So while the shop assistants, the other shop assistants, were faffing around in the shop window, I couldn't actually display my hats, so that was a bit annoying. I got home earlier today than yesterday and I'm a little bit less tired, but my feet hurt more. I have learnt a new selling thing today. Whatever hat I'm wearing is the hat that sells out. So yesterday I was wearing my big felt spear bubble beret, which I still don't have a name for, and that sold out. And today I was wearing this bubble beret with the feather poms, and that sold out. So we all know it's not a science experiment until you can replicate it. So tomorrow, the plan is to wear my Pointy Witch Bow Batons hat, which I made for myself in the lilac purple orchid colour, and see if the black Pointy Witch hat sells out tomorrow. I think I am now finally warm enough to take off my gloves and my coat, and my wonderful husband has made me dinner. It's chicken Kievs tonight with a glass of red wine, which I think is very well deserved, especially because I sold more hats than I was expecting. I've taken off my hat, so I don't look as good as I did earlier, but I realised I forgot to tell you something so exciting today. I've had so much interest in the leopard print beret and my normal classic wool beret, and I have run out of cones and hoods in my supply cupboard, so I'm thinking of making a mad dash to a physical haberdashery in London. They might have some fur felt leopard prints in stock, and I'm thinking I might just buy several and then Monday evening stay up late blocking. I can only block one at a time because I've only got one block, but I'll have to stay up late, block one, take it to the pop-up shop on Tuesday and sit there and hand stitch the ribbon in while minding the stall. I don't know, I've got to think this through. But my thinking was, is if the berets are selling, then I've got to make more berets. It's 10:30 PM, still on Sunday. I'm supposed to be getting to bed, but oh my goodness, look at that light. Can you see how snowy it is? It has not snowed like this in the UK, I think, since 2009 or 2010. The trains and the tubes are going to be a nightmare tomorrow. Welcome to a winter wonderland in London? What is going on? We're not supposed to be this cold in London, are we? Let's head over to the station. It's time to head to McCulloch and Wallace, which is, I think, the only physical shop in London, at least that I know of, where you can buy millinery supplies. I want to get a leopard melusine cone, maybe a couple of them, depending on how much they are. Maybe a couple of wool felts in like a camel beige colour, because I think I need to make some berets. Who's going to buy a silk pillbox in this weather, right?
Right, yeah.
People came in yesterday asking, do we sell gloves in the pop-up shop? And if I've run out of warm winter hats in this weather, that feels like a missed marketing opportunity. Right, slight snafu again. Tube might be closed. We looked out of the window and it was open. We have bumped into some neighbours who are trying to get into central London as well, who might get a cab. Matthew's just running to check. It's very slippery, so I'm trying to not slip on the ground. This is what happens in London. London isn't a city built for snow. We don't really have the equipment because snow is an anomaly. Is it open? It's open, guys. It's open. Right, okay, it's open. While it's open, we're going to try and get in there. Well, that was an exciting journey. We're now at Bond Street. Yes, Bond Street. Very crowded platforms, no trains. Then a train came. I say train, tube. We got on the tube. We thought there'd be delays, but we were fine. And now we're in central London, and it's so empty. And maybe McCulloch and Wallace will be closed as well. We'll have to make our way there and see. We've got plenty of time, luckily. No luck in McCulloch and Wallace. We've got 10 minutes to get to the pop-up shop. Okay, camera down and run. I think the rest of this vlog can be called something like Ilona's slow descent into tired madness. I'm so tired. Again, I haven't really sat down all day because there's no space for a chair at the table I'm standing in, and I could sit further down the shop, but I feel a bit awkward because then there's no one at the shop front to get people to come in. If I could have only done this pop-up shop for 3 days, I would have been much happier. But just the thought of having to spend Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday I think will be fine, but it's the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday that I really don't like the thought of spending it there. It's not a good use of my time. This morning we went to McCulloch and Wallace, didn't get any of the supplies, but during the day I managed to place a phone order with Baxter, Hart and Abraham, and I thought I'd pay for next day delivery, so hopefully some supplies, some fur felt hoods and wool felt hoods will arrive tomorrow, and then the plan will be to hopefully come in that evening, block one beret, stiffen all the rest of the hoods, then maybe that beret will dry by the morning, take that beret off, quickly stiffen it, post-blocking, which isn't something I usually do, and then maybe for Friday I'll have made enough berets. No one's going to buy a silk turban right now, no one's going to buy a summer pillbox. I'm not as cold as I was yesterday, I'm wearing an alpaca jumper and the Beauxbatons hat. Like I said I would try. Did the Beauxbatons black hat sell? No, but people were very interested in trying it on. So maybe if I wore this again on the Friday, then maybe the black Beauxbatons hat will sell then. We'll see. I might do an outfit repeat, which I quite like doing anyway.
Hey folks, it's Thursday, it's about 2 PM and I've been left in charge of the store. Ilona has gone out to buy some ribbons so she can make more hats because frankly she's run out of certain models. So I'm in charge of the store. So far I've greeted someone into the shop, handed out a card. That's about it so far, but who knows what's going to happen in the next half an hour to an hour or so.
Not really updated you on the past 3 days because I've been so tired. Working 8-hour days, 7 days a week with no lunch break is a bit much. I think I may have already said this several times. I would have rather have been able to book the space for 3 days rather than 7 because on my own this has just been way too much. Last day, as I say, a couple of people need to come and pick up some hats that I've been working on at home over the evenings. That's another reason why I'm so tired, because I've been coming home and like editing hats, like changing elastics to match hair colours, adding veils, taking flowers off things, because, you know, hats are so personal. You can't really make a hat that's like one fits all. Everyone's slightly different. The hats have got to bring out personality, and that's why this is a very interesting job, but also very difficult. Right, I'm almost at the shop. I'll sign off and see you later. This is the face of a very happy milliner who has just sold 2 rose headbands and 1 playful pleats. And another wool felt beret, this time with a gold bow, and the lady who bought those was just so fabulous. It suited her so well. This is Essa from Love Loops, Instagram somewhere. Go and buy. This is the last sale. We're going to use the Zettel and
129.
129. Essa's buying the Jackie Frost model, the newest one. Do you want a receipt?
No.
Can we have a quick
picture?
Yes.
Wait,
Didn't we already get
Is
picture?
this a nice?
Yeah, it's fine. This is Camilla from New Hoops.
Hello.
Instagram somewhere. This has been a mad rush. Here is Matthew, who is now known as Mr. Hat, helping out. The table is now unhatted. Almost time to rush home. Right. My tea. Thank you, Mr. Hat. It's 8:40. It's Friday, and I am done. That was such a long week. I have sold enough hats to cover the cost of the stall, which is great. The best selling days were Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The most popular model were the 2 berets. So, you know, my wool felt beret and the leopard print fur felt beret. And the felt spear beret that I still don't have a name for. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. I am at a loss for that hat. I've had some orders that I've taken that are going to be made to order, and I have already ordered my materials. This is a recycled packaging from Baxter Hart and Abraham. Brilliant. Do you know what? I'm going to unbox it now. Why not? We've got 2 ocelots. Look at that. Ah, that's so nice and soft. Ocelot Melusine. This is an emerald wool felt, a pink wool felt, couple of off-white wool felts. Oh, they are very much very off-white. I'd call that more cream. It's more off-white than my off-white alpaca jumper. And then couple of camel coloured wool felts. This is all going to have to be berets for next year, but considering the berets sold so well, I'm pretty confident that they will sell well again next winter, and I think I've just got to find a pop-up because people want to try hats on, but I also think I'm not optimising my internet shop presence, so that's going to be something I want to work on in the next year. That's something that I'm definitely going to look into. Other things that I've learned are that I think I'm pricing my hats correctly, because people said, all your hats are overpriced, but also your hats are underpriced. So if I'm getting that kind of feedback from both sides of the scale, then I think it's very much correct. I'm definitely not going to do another shop that's 7 days in a row for 8 hours. That's way too much for one person. Absolutely not. The last time I did a stall in the summer, it was the hottest days of the year, and this was the coldest week of the year. Hilarious. Now, the next one I do has to be the wettest or the windiest week of the year. I shall collect all the elements. What's next for me? I think a wedding fair. That's a side that I haven't explored yet. I've had mothers of the bride order hats, and I've had wedding guests order hats, but I've not had many like bridal things, and I think it would be very interesting if I did do a bridal fair to see where my hats fit into the wedding industry spectrum. I noticed there's 2 different ways to stand at a stall and sell things. You can introduce like your brand and go, oh, this is my brand, it does this, this, or you can just introduce people to your product, so in my case hats, and then during the conversation just casually drop in, oh, I made these all handmade by myself, whatever. And people really like that kind of interaction because it makes it more about them and their experience rather than about you selling something. I made a big deal over the past couple of days to just get people to try hats on, because at the end of the day, my goal has been and always will be to just get people to wear more hats. As usual, the best part of the whole experience has been meeting new people and making lots of lovely new friends. Thank you so much for joining me on this Milliner's Slow Descent into Madness, I think is what I titled this video in the middle of the week. Please consider liking and subscribing and doing all the nice YouTubey things because that helps my videos reach more people. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.